Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the YouTube live that I usually do every other day or so. But in this case, I went live yesterday, I believe, and now I'm back today. Today I am talking about Starseed Oracle card reading. Isn't that so exciting? So one of the things that, where is that thing at? Here it is. So welcome, YouTube family. Maria here to talk about spirituality, goals, business, goals for 2021, business, and our Starseed Oracle cards, which is super exciting because I've been kind of obsessed with these lately. I actually got this back in summer, but I've been doing these for myself since I've gotten them. But lately I have been doing these for my clients. And if you've seen my previous lives, I've done these with you guys a couple of times too. So before we begin, I do have a goal of growing my channel. So please, please, please subscribe to this channel before we get into these amazing Starseed Oracle 53 card deck plus guidebook and my experience. So today we're going to talk about my experience of these cards and how accurate are the readings and how does it make me feel? I want to talk about how it makes me feel. And the reason why I want to talk about how it makes me feel is because, guys, I follow my intuition a lot when it comes to my business and how I run my business. I also encourage my clients to follow their own intuition. And my intuition tells me I need to do these more often. So I thought today's live would be very, pardon my lip, nurturing just now, but I feel like it is fitting for me to talk about these cards that I feel is beyond spiritual, right? It's kind of like working with the unseen, working with our energy. And one of my clients, I did after our client call, I said, do you want to do one of these? And she goes, yeah, absolutely. So we pulled the card, and the card is like a goddess of love. And it so happens to be her best friend's name. And then a couple of days ago, she sends me like a quick Instagram thing of someone she follows. And that lady also does card readings, and it pulled that same card we pulled a couple days before. And she was like, this is a sign. So it really just goes into how powerful these cards are when you use your intent behind them. So guys, I'm new to spirituality. Before I even really allowed myself to be in this more spiritual place, I, was Catholic. I was born Catholic. And what I have learned as a child was that there's sins, you do sins, you go to hell, or you abide by the Bible and the commandments, and then you go to heaven. That's what I learned growing up. Now I don't believe that so much. Now I am more about, following my intuition on things, really understanding humanity in a more compassionate way, and being more patient with myself and with others. And whatever we feel like we need to do, whether that be start a business, whether that be call a friend because you intuitively feel like they need you for support, that is more of like my religion per se, like something that I practice and follow. And I teach my clients to do the same. Follow your intuition in your business and in life, because essentially your intuition is your spirit telling you what to do and how to move forward in whatever it is that you're doing and whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish in that place in life. So what does that mean? Well, for me, I was kind of scared of going into that spiritual space on a really deep level. I was scared of that. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I don't know what I was going to be inviting by tapping into this kind of spiritual practice. And I realized that opening myself up to my spirituality has really allowed me to start my business in a very profitable and profound way. Not only am I signing on clients at four figures, but I'm also signing on clients that are like me, people who kind of are drawn to the quirky or weirdness of whatever it is that I do, because in a sense, they are similar to me. So they're kind of like my tribe. But if I hadn't tapped into my spirituality, I wouldn't have known that, right? I wouldn't have known that you can really attract the people you want by just being more in tune with your intuition. In tuned with your intuition, right? Intuition. So a part of that is this. Somehow I found this on Instagram. It was like an ad over the summer. And I was like, I'm going to get that, right? Didn't really know what was going to come of it. I didn't know what was going to happen, let alone I didn't know the journey that I was really on. Like, I didn't know I was on this spiritual awakening journey in business. However, in my business, my current business, that over the summer, I felt like it was kind of in a place of stagnant, right? There was this kind of feeling of, well, what's my next step? I feel kind of burnt out, right? I feel like I'm not fulfilled. I feel like I'm attracting clients that are not really like my forte or my cup of tea. And that's when I started leaning into my spirituality, doing meditations, really understanding that the things that I do now is all because of the unseen of things, the whole spiritual realm where we are commanding to ourselves the things we want in our lives in a very spiritual and profound way, using meditation, using metaphysical practices, using visualization practices, using energy manipulating of energy practices. I know you guys are like, if you guys don't know any of this, it's really just commanding your space and blessing your frequency and taking your energy out bigger than you. And it's all in my meditation practices. So what came with that was reading these cards. So it's really fun because one of the things that it reminded me of these cards is witchcraft, right? Like kind of like voodoo, like kind of working with like witch stuff. But I got a book, and my book, where's the book? I can't believe I don't have the book. It's a new book. I just got it a couple weeks ago. And it's a book it's like a witch book, but it's like a good witch book. It's like, it talks about how to manifest. It talks about how to clear energy. It talks about how to heal. It talks about how to use essential oils and herbs, how to create money in your life, how to have a thriving business, how to heal your body, so many amazing things that I already do. And I kind of put it in this book. It's called like Witch, like something like that, like untapping the divine women power, something like that. It's very a women's empowerment book that is very, taps into that spiritual realm, right? So if you meditate, you're kind of doing something like that, where you're literally manipulating the energy around you. When you meditate, you're commanding the energy to be in favor of you, in favor of what you're trying to achieve when you are doing these practices. So my experience of the Starseed Oracle is really great. I haven't had any other cards. These are my first deck of cards ever. It comes with 53 cards and I may have pulled 10 so far out of the 53, which means I have a ton more to go. There's different ways you can pull these cards. There's like one where you can do, you put them here and then you pull one card, which is like your purpose. One is like what you're supposed to do. And then one is like this. It's kind of like this. It's like a V shape. And the point of that is to kind of help you use these cards in a way that tell you what to do with the cards, right? So there's one that's like, I pulled like several times, and I'd recently pulled it for a new client of mine, and it said something like, things are happening for you. You know, this is the time of reaping, because all of the past things that you've done, you have been sowing those things through action, and now you get to reap the rewards. So it's really exciting to, you know, read these things and then have things fruition for my clients and have things like, you know, open up for them. And it's really inspiring because, you know, what happens with all of this is that you are attracting to yourself. It's kind of like, it might even be just a placebo effect where, you know, you pull a card and it inspires you to see things from a different perspective, you know, which means you're co-creating your environment as you are doing card readings, right? Now, I don't know about other card readers and how they essentially do it and what kind of practices they do. I tried to watch some card readers, but I kind of got lost in like their energy. I felt like their energy was kind of like woo woo, and maybe that's how I'm coming off as well, but I couldn't watch it. I had to change the channel. But for the most part, if you guys are looking for some new cards, or maybe you are thinking about doing these yourself for just personal discoveries, definitely get this one. It's really fun. Love them. And they're a very beautiful, it's the same kind of color and feel on all of the cards. And just another tip, I also bless my cards before I do any kind of reading. I ask my guides and angels to be present. And if I'm doing it for somebody, I ask their guides and angels to be present, all of their ancestors that have protected them and have served them in their journey in life, to be present with us and to bless the cards, so that it's kind of their aura, their energy, their being in a sense when I pull the card. So that's really helpful. So if you do end up doing this for you or somebody else, make sure to bless the cards before you make a pull. And then you also do like an intention, like what kind of intention do you want to have discovered? What kind of questions do you have? That kind of feel, that's going to support in really tapping into, you know, the kind of card for the use of whatever direction the person should go or you should go. All right, guys, that is it. If you guys have any questions about any of this, let me know. And I will go live again in the next couple of days.